Welcome back to Chicago in the night. It is actually not that late. We didn't get very far last session because of all the shenanigans. Some scenes be intense, y'all. It's about 9 o'clock in the
I'm
evening.
ready to fail some checks and have to make a new character.
I can hear you, yeah. Yeah, this show is rated R because apparently Diablerie is on the menu, folks. Who could have predicted this?
Tommy, play
Rock
the
and
clip.
roll.
Yeah, also rock and roll. I'm Mikhail House, your storyteller, and with us this time we have...
Hello, I'm Dominic, or Domi for short, any pronouns. I'll be playing Sylvester Björnsson, the Malkavian rock star that is somehow in less trouble than all of these people.
Yeah. Just be floating on the general vibes and eating, I guess.
Having the time of my life. Or unlife, rather.
Miguel Duende, playing as Tony Hernandez, the Bruja gangster. Things have also been pretty chill for me.
It proves that not hanging with the coterie is definitely the best choice, right?
Oh yeah. Hello, I am Ender, playing Kate Peretti, friend to the third circle of Clan Shamir, cult leader, and definitely in a safe and sound position, mentally and physically.
Yes, absolutely.
And socially and spiritually and metaphysically.
Yes, all of the above. We have been harping a little bit on Renegade games before regarding the game design, and just because I'm autistic and can't help myself, I noticed another point in that. I'm not gonna overrule what has happened in the last session, but technically, a vampire does not enter torpor when you hit 5 hunger and get more sucked on. Instead, I'm guessing they go frenzy, and then they fight each other until their health levels are completely filled up with aggravated damage. But if we played that scene that way, we would still be playing the scene for another 3 hours. So that's not really an option.
Yeah,
But
and also hurt the drama.
exactly. So, yeah, I think we have... Because apparently when you hit Hunger 5 and you fail a rouse check, you go frenzy.
I'm Roger. I'm playing Goldtooth Charlie, the son of Black Panthers, former gangster, and seeker after Golconda. And for once, the cascading failure that is about to happen isn't his fault.
For once! Yeah, he has no idea about this. Nobody has any idea about this, luckily, for Kate.
I mean, if this works, this is going to be the first and hopefully only case of Diablerie in a... What's the car I'm in? Oh, I wrote it down.
Don't know what car you're in.
You know, I think you said Toyota Corolla.
Yeah, this is the only case of Diablerie going to happen in a Toyota Corolla. Hopefully.
Whatever you can get away with, right? We have a frenzy in your heart and in your mind, and you have the victims that you are draining from their every drop of blood, and then the frenzy continues with trying to draw out their essence. So you need to roll now strength plus resolve.
Difficulty 3 against...
Difficulty 3
and,
against...
equal to the victim's blood potency.
And we're going after the blonde girl, so that means, yeah. You need to have 1 win.
I believe I was starting with the guy, because I
Oh.
was already on him.
You were the last...
Oh, she was the last person I attacked, but
Yeah.
I haven't... I'm still, like,
Flip a
sitting on the
coin.
guy.
Okay.
Last time you
Yeah,
said
you're sitting on the guy, yeah.
we're probably
makes
going to go
sense.
with the woman because you like the look of her more.
I do, but then I realized I can't... I'm
Yeah,
not
you-
really in sound mind right now. I
You
don't
are
think
not
I'm
in sound
thinking
mind.
with my genitals.
You are thinking... The
You're
beast
thinking
is
with your stomach, not your
reacting
gen.
for you. Just the
Yeah.
beast that is reacting for you. That's all that's happening right now.
Yep.
And...
So, strength resolve, right?
No,
Yep.
maybe the beast is also horny.
Yes, but...
Horny? Horny and...
Maybe the beast is also homosexual. You never know.
Maybe the beast is almost
beast is
homosexual.
everything.
Totally
That is, I'm sorry, I did not consider that. That is my bad.
I believe it's still just
have
one
you even
success you need
considered,
because, yeah.
Or angry?
Is this something I can surge?
I guess so. Is there a check mark for that? I don't think the rules say anything.
Well, it's
about
just
that.
it's just a select roll system, and from what
Yeah.
I'm reading, it doesn't say I can't.
Exactly.
Okay, so difficulty is 3, and
mean,
I've got to
what? Are
beat
you gonna-
his,
how-
and I've got to do this however many times his blood potency is.
Yes.
It's not like you can become any more frenzied.
You cannot
That's
become
fair. 4.
frenzied.
That's 1 success.
That
Do I need
is
more
one
successes?
Success. Yeah. You do not need more successes.
Oh, good. They're both low blood potency.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a night on town for you, isn't it? Yeah. No, it's not. This is weird. This is all the
Okay,
feelings
now,
at once.
if we're doing it in the way the book rolls,
Yeah.
I succeeded the first roll, so now we're going into the proper test, which
Yeah.
means I immediately lose 1 point of humanity,
Yep.
because that's the order of operations.
Yep.
Just drop that. Did you? Yeah. Okay, good. So,
I haven't
3,
shifted
4,
it.
5. No, I just dropped it.
Yep.
How
So
the
5
fuck
humanity.
am I
That's
a
great.
gangster Bruja and have lost the least amount of humanity out of all of you.
Yeah, because you've got the gang to back you up.
I have fucking 0 humanity lost this entire game.
So
Okay, and
plus
I've got
your
to
own
rank
blood
a
potency.
opposed blood potency and humanity versus their resolve and blood potency.
Yep.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This is fucking
Okay,
Banana Man nonsense.
I think I'm gonna have to manually just make a dice pool. Why didn't they program in Diab to this very niche?
Very strange.
Did they even write shit for this system?
Yeah, maybe
Okay,
it's
so I'm just
you-
rolling 6 dice versus whatever dice you're rolling.
Yep.
Can I make a... Okay,
He apparently doesn't want to go quietly into that night.
fair enough.
You already have 3
I
successes.
don't think I'm able to blood surge this because this is blood interacting with blood, which
Yeah.
You do
feels
have
fair.
willpower.
But you already have.
I do have willpower, so ignore what it says in the roll, because this is just going to be, like, I just chose 2 pools of 3, which gets me to 6 dice.
Okay.
And difficulty is 2. I am going to re-roll that.
Wait.
Oh wait, I can't.
Oh wait, you're the aggressor though, so you win.
You do.
That's correct.
Like, you're definitely the aggressor here.
Definitely.
Yeah, obviously,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, but that means I get no XP.
Wait a minute. I need to check here. I need to check something. It might be that he actually has another die. Let me double check that I've actually entered his blood potency correctly. It's
Also, I'm not sure that hunger dice should be a factor in this.
No, they should not. Should they?
I guess redo that roll then?
It's because it's very much this is
Okay,
soul
yeah,
versus
no,
soul.
it's-
I don't
it's
think
true.
the hunger
It's-
should be related to
I
this.
have the correct number of dice for his blood potency, so that's okay.
So I guess
I'll
should
leave
we,
that up
like,
to the GM, so the storyteller.
Yep.
ultimate authority.
Should hunger dice be a factor in this?
I don't think so, because hunger dice are used for triggering a frenzy, or messy criticals, or that sort of thing, which is not a factor here. I
Yeah.
believe. So it doesn't
Huh.
really make sense to me.
Which means that I feel like you could maybe willpower re-roll?
Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll 3 of those. I'm just gonna make a custom pool of charisma, sure. No, 3 normal dice, no, 3 hunger dice.
Nice.
Hey, it gets me to 3 successes, which is 1 success above them.
Yeah.
You
But
already
every-
won, but
every success rolled, even if the contest fails, give you 5 XP to immediately spend on increasing blood potency to the maximum of the victim's blood potency, which is unfortunately the same as you have.
Or on disciplines known by the
victim. Yes. So there are some disciplines that you don't know that the victim knows. Specifically, oh my god, celerity and presence.
Celerity and presence.
Yeah.
I might need presence.
Yeah.
Presence is good.
Yeah,
What
you're probably
does-
gonna need something to help your charisma to avoid getting drone strike for this one.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. What does 15 XP get me in presence?
Oh, XP. Yes. 15. In presence. All of them. No, it doesn't.
Also, it's a question of whether this counts as learning someone else's discipline, or whether this
Oh, it's out
counts
of
as a
clan,
note.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, it's out of clan, but I'm basically taking it from him.
You are indeed. Oh, wait.
Yeah, just yoinking his shit.
I have the
Yeah.
XP cost.
So this isn't me learning something that's outside my discipline. This is taking his learning of something that's outside the discipline.
That's a fair point. So clan discipline is new level times 5 other discipline. So if we say that for this purchase only, you would purchase it as a clan discipline because you're stealing his powers.
I could get level 2
Yeah.
with all 15, and that uses everything.
Yeah. In one of them.
That sounds like a good
Yes.
trade.
So what are we getting?
Does.
Presents?
This is nice.
Should it then be the very powers that he has? Seems reasonable.
It should definitely
Yeah.
be presence.
That does seem like a fair one.
You're gonna
So-
need them extra fries for the winter.
Yeah. So 2 dots of presence is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
In either, or you can get 1 dot of presence and 1 of celerity.
Yeah, but you wanted to spend all the 15, right?
Yeah.
That's
Which
the
means I
only
wouldn't
way-
be able.
Yeah,
That's the only way to spend all the 15. Now, you can in the future get celerity because you've tasted Toreador blood, obviously. No surprise here that it's a Toreador blood. You can tell that from your... No, you don't even have that. Okay, sorry. I forgot.
I can tell it. I can tell it's Toreador blood because of how well he's dressed.
It's either that or a very charismatic Bruja.
Yeah.
Celerity presence. Yeah, that's also a Bruja combination, to be honest. Yeah. Bruja would probably have kicked your butt with a lot of potence. Unless
Yeah,
they
and
didn't
I
have any
wouldn't have been able to touch him.
Unless they didn't
Yeah.
have any potence at all, which is also a possibility. Anyway.
Yeah, this could be a rare situation where you yeah.
The physical sensation. The blood is different. It's thicker, hotter, richer than any mortal vitae. It just floods your mouth like molten iron mixed with honey, maybe. Burning, sweet, ancient memory and raw essence. Your veins just thrum. It's electricity crackling through them. Your limbs are shaking, not from weakness, but the overload of power being absorbed. You feel flashes of memory, fleeting lovers. You see the face of her, the girl. You see her lying on the ground as he is taking her life essence and giving back of his own. You feel fear, hate, love. A lot of love. There's as much as he's struggling not to vanish. For a moment, you're 2 people in one body locked in a death spiral, but then he loses the grip and disappears with... Is it a scream? It's just a rapturous emotional high. You are standing naked in the eye of the world and consuming a star. The beast within you howls in triumph, drunk on victory and dominance. You're invincible, you're divine, you are alive. And then there is the tap on the window. As Kate slowly wakes up from the frenzy, though still screamingly hungry. It doesn't remove your hunger, it just ends your frenzy because your beast is satisfied by the
But I'm
destruction
still
wrought.
at 5 hunger.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep, that's the consequences of the rules as written. I don't know if it's the best, but as long as both parties are blood surging like crazy, which they have to because it's literally a life and death struggle, final death.
Yeah.
You
That
can,
makes sense.
both of you can drain yourself completely, and then
Yeah. I see what.
outside the window, tapping it, there's the flashing lights from the police unit. Like, it's just one of the patrol cars. And there's the police going, "Ma'am, are you okay in there, ma'am?" And
The window's been smashed in.
Yeah, he's tapping on the roof. "Are you okay in there?"
Okay.
And
So what
this-
he sees then
he has seen.
is
I mean,
a body rapidly decaying into dust
the
that
skeleton
I'm
form,
straddling.
really. You're sitting. So you're looking up, and that's when his name was Edge, by the way.
That's good to know.
Yeah, Edge. And
I
what
end
is
death.
quickly crumbling from undead state it was in, the undead stasis it was in, to skeletal form, sitting in the passenger seat, while Stephanie, you know her name now, it's Stephanie, is still lying across the two seats, unconscious, with her head, like her arms and legs not quite pressing down on any of the pedals, but half slumped down from the seat and with her arm and head down towards the below you on the passenger side. And as far as the police are concerned, what he saw, he didn't really know if there was violence or really weird sex in a very indecent fashion in the middle of the street. Because it wasn't like you were fighting each other. When he came up, he just saw you giving him a really good hickey.
Yeah.
But now it's getting weird.
So he's standing there. Is his partner standing by his car and watching him? Or is he standing next to him?
His partner is a little bit further back by the patrol car.
He's gonna look up in this current state and just say, "Give me a minute."
Wait a
And
minute.
he's-
Wait,
he's
I need to have a look
gonna
here.
use some.
Yeah.
She's gonna use cloud memory just so she can get a bit of.
He's gonna be like, wait a
time.
minute, because he's noticing the dead body in there. As
And
his
then I
left
just
flashlight
go
is like,
cloud memory.
huh?
At which point I immediately notice the rotting. Is it disintegrating or is it rotting?
It's not disintegrating.
Because rotting
dust.
requires other forces, but this is just turning into dust and bones.
It's turning into the state the body should be in after having been dead that long. You don't know how long this man has been dead, but it's not dust.
It's not dust, but what I mean, is there a smell or is it looking like there's just gonna be bones?
It's just gonna be bones. Yeah.
Okay.
Body didn't like
Uh.
the bacteria are not gonna produce the smelly stuff in this case.
At which point she's gonna just try and, while he's in this weird daze, grab Edge or what's left of him and just shove it into the back seat.
Treat his body like a Halloween prop.
Yeah, she's gonna treat it like that.
Then you're gonna hear another tap on the roof. "Excuse me, miss? What's going on here?" Now he just sees one unconscious woman and another one who
I said, "Give me a minute," and I'm gonna do it again. Like, I don't know if he's prepared and I need to counter roll at that point, but
Not really. He doesn't know what you're doing.
and I'm going to try and quickly rearrange the woman into the passenger seat,
Oh.
so she doesn't look like she's been pulled in through the window.
Let's see here.
I would argue that's like a check.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah, it's definitely a check here.
Or
How about
Frank?
some dexterity athletics? I feel like because it's
Okay,
yeah,
so it's
limited
just
space
turn for the
dexterity.
weekend
and
at Bernie's.
everything, and yeah, it's weekend at Bernie's now.
Yep. This is amazing.
That is not a bestial failure. You're actually gonna make it. You're gonna somehow manages to while the other cop is coming up as well. Everything fine
That's
over
fine.
here?
At which point, Kate's just going to stick her head out, or try to stick her head out to the car, and say, "Oh, thank you, officers." She's still got the blood on her hands and face from the bleeding
Yep.
because of Hunger 4.
Yep.
So right now, she's just, "I'm sorry, officers, I don't understand. I was taking my friend here back from a party, and then, I don't know, I slammed on the brakes, or the brakes tripped, and I must have hit my head on the windscreen, on my side window. I don't know what happened."
License and registration, please.
Yeah, of course. Wait, what did you say the name of the woman was? Stephanie. She's gonna reach out. Stephanie, open the glove box. Fucking
Do we
idiot.
need to call an ambulance?
She's just drunk. She'll sleep it off as normal. And then she's
one
gonna
of them
reach in and
will-
pull out license and registration and give it to the officer.
One of them will pull up their radio and, yeah, this is 7 Adam 15. I would like an ambulance to my location. Yeah.
Oh.
Can I try and mesmerize that guy?
Absolutely.
Wait. Oh god.
I'm not rolling rouse checks at this point because it can't get worse for my hunger.
If you fail a rouse check now, you go frenzy again.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
So
what the
then
hell
you
are
will eat
doing?
the
Cloud memory doesn't need one, but
Nope.
mesmerize does.
Yes. I'm just saying. Oh dear.
Great.
So you go.
So I go to mesmerize. Do I actually do the mesmerize and then frenzy, or does it interrupt it?
No, it's gonna interrupt your mesmerize. So you're just
Okay.
absolutely gonna go into a complete. It's not frightened. It's frenzy. Ah! And you're gonna dive on
Okay.
this guy instead of actually doing the other thing you wanted to do.
Oh,
This is just one after the other, my friends. Do not get this level of hungry, I think, is the lesson we can all draw from this.
I was trying to get away from this. I was at 3 hunger like an hour ago.
I know. And then everything
And I
went
was
really
on the way to
pear-shaped.
feed in a nice safe location to get it down to 1 hunger.
And then they all interrupted you, and here we are with you just jumping on some poor stuff. But here's the thing: now that you're already in the frenzy, so I guess you can rouse check forever because it doesn't matter. Can you rouse check when you're hunger fight?
I just think the rouse check is no longer a factor. It doesn't matter whether I roll it or not. Because rouse check can only ever increase your hunger, but my hunger can't go any higher, so there's no point in rolling
Let's have a
it.
look here, because again, so rousing the blood. At hunger 5, too starved to provide increased supernatural power. So yes, you can never intentionally rouse the blood while at hunger 5. Some
Oh,
outside
so wait a minute.
factor
At
forces
this
a rouse
point,
check
wait a
on
minute, it
vampire.
doesn't go-
frenzy.
Alright then. You still have one more chance.
The players must make an immediate hunger frenzy at difficulty 4. As always, failing a rouse check at hunger 5 still activates the effect that caused the check, if any.
Okay, so I don't do a rouse check, I do a frenzy check.
No, what happens is you can't use mesmerize at all.
Yeah.
Because
You're
you
done.
cannot
Oh.
intentionally do check when at hunger 5.
Fair enough. In that case, she's just going to try and lie her ass off and try and spin this.
You do have your newfound presence powers.
But that doesn't help
Do
you
they
with
require a rouse check?
No, not all.
No.
So,
And
just
if you have
add-
all, they don't.
Yeah,
Have
it's not
all.
require a rouse check. So you can just add 2 dice to any
charisma related rolls.
persuasion or performance.
Wait,
As
hold on,
well
let's
as to
read-
other charisma-related rolls.
Wait,
That's
don't read
storyteller's
it.
discretion.
Don't do it just yet. I want to read something real quick. I'm the rules lawyer. Something. Persuasion or performance, as well as 2 other charisma related rolls. Right then.
At the storyteller's discretion. Yeah, I just read that.
All right then.
So you have your 5 dice.
Is that plus or minus the +2?
That's including the +2.
Really? Because I've got manipulation 3 and subterfuge 3.
It's not for charisma stuff. Not for manipulation.
Wait, what?
It keys to charisma.
To be fair, it does say at your discretion for other charisma-related stuff, and
For other
Manipulation are different attributes.
So
Fair.
you're not rolling manipulate, you're rolling charisma. And,
They're both
oh,
the
you
same-
wanted to do charisma subterfuge. Yeah, that can work. I'll allow it.
it's the same dice pool regardless.
Right. In this case, with charisma subterfuge, you would get away with, I guess, you'd have 4 successes on a take half. Otherwise, you'd have 3. Either way, doesn't matter in this case because with all those dots, you have an easy time persuading these guys that everything is fine and we just live around the corner and you have all the first aid necessary and besides, she's a registered nurse and blah blah blah. All
Just
the
don't
fast
look
talking
at her
possibly
too
needed.
long.
And they will cancel the call and say, oh, we're at code 4 here, continuing our patrol.
I'm so grateful. Thank you, officer.
You know,
I'll get the window
you know-
fixed tomorrow. I think
You know,
I
you
know a
get that
mechanic.
window fixed now, and we're like gonna let you off with a warning this time. But seriously,
Of
if
course.
this happens again, we'll have to write you up with at least a fine. You understand? You can't drive like this. Is a residential area. It's late at night. No kids are outside necessarily, but still, take care.
Yeah.
You do not recognize the bodies in the water.
Don't say that.
This
Keeping it
body
to-
is clearly not a body. It's just a sham skeleton. Kate has explained this very clearly to them, and they're falling for it because she's a very social character. So,
Yeah.
that's.
Oh.
He's gonna drive back to the Haven.
Wait, you're not gonna get something to eat with your cult?
Fuck, I do. I don't want to kill my cult.
You need to eat, woman!
Okay, I'm going to go to my cult, my people, and yeah, I'm going to try and slate all 3 hunger from my herd for this period.
I don't know if this is like a mechanical thing, but if you came back to the Haven and picked up a couple of us and we went with you, could we help control you and drag you off one of your cultists if you lost control?
Yep.
Theoretically, Tony could do that while sitting down, but yeah.
So if that's what you want to do, you can definitely do that.
I think she's going to just... I guess she knows about Lingering Kiss, which is what she just grabbed as well.
Yeah.
So she's just going to have to trust in her self-control.
So this is, yeah, they're gonna be like addicted to it, which is really nice for the cult.
I have unlocked a new state of ascension.
Yes.
Let me share it with you. And then...
Kate now that she's dealt with all the emergencies, she has Stephanie leaned over on the side for however long. She has the skeletal remains of Edge in the back seat, the skull kind of clickety-clacking as the jawbone hits upper.
As she's driving to the cult, could she see if there's any thrown out furniture on the side of the road as she's traveling down there?
I'm sure there's going to be sooner or later. This is Yeah, this is Chicago. Absolutely, there is like a. Oh, look at recliner.
Yeah, she's just gonna find a piece of like a chair leg or like a chair and just break the leg off.
Oh,
You're
the
staking
and the
this
steak
woman.
And then stake her.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I thought you were going to leave the skeleton posed on the furniture.
Oh yeah, the skeleton's laid across the back seat. Since he's disintegrated, since he doesn't have muscle, I'm imagining he has actually just fallen into a pile of bones across my back seat.
Yep, that's it. It's stuck. It's all held together by the clothes right now, but yeah.
Will the bones evaporate when sunlight hits them? Or they like
Maybe.
normal bones?
I guess we'll have to find out.
Yeah. So yeah, she's gonna quickly stake her, and then continue on to the cult.
And then I guess
And
you have
then-
to roll a frenzy check to not, with a difficulty of 3, to not kill a cult member.
It says I've got 2 dice. Does that sound right?
Yes, because of all of your hunger and low humanity and everything, I think.
Ah, it makes sense. Fuck.
Damn.
You
It-
had a difficulty of 3,
imp-
don't you? Yeah, because yeah, it's a difficulty of 3.
Okay, so there's no way I can win that.
No. Oh my. So that means on top of everything else, you commit murder tonight with your cult.
I'm assuming I've done it. I've gone there. I'm like, I must share something with you, my acolyte, and I say, and then I take one of them aside,
Yep.
and then just say, this is a secret that I've unlocked about personal connection, and then I go to connect with them and frenzy.
Yep.
The second I taste the blood, I frenzy.
Yep.
Here we go again.
And it just
Hey, but at least when this is over, it's over.
yes.
Oh, this is such a domino effect of things happening.
Do we have any convictions here that can mitigate your? Not really, no.
You're fucked.
I've got there's a bunch of chronicle tenants that I've broken already.
You are
I've given
so
you 3 stains for the
unbelievably
murder.
fucked.
Okay, I will roll. What do you
Oh
roll?
no, that's the end of the session.
Can I do a 1d2 roll? Is that one of the options?
For what?
Just to see the in this case whether it's a male or female cult member.
Oh yeah, fine.
Because
Go ahead.
if it's a female, I've broken one of my convictions.
Right. That's also not
Flip
good.
a coin.
1, it's a guy. 2, it's a girl. I don't know how to do the 1d2 roll.
/R space bar 1d2.
You can always just go to the dice thing, grab a dice, and replace like the number with the 2.
You escaped that one.
Yep. So it's a guy.
So that's not a tenant. That's not a conviction broken, violated. So that's a good thing. No more stains for
That's a-
that.
Can I resist killing him? Like when I get to low hunger?
You know what? Yes, with a willpower, actually.
I will spend willpower, or do you need me to roll willpower?
So let's have a look here. So we have ourselves. Oh my. The Kate Adventures. Hunger sated. You are going in for harmful drink, basically. So it's going to do aggravated damage equal to hunger slated. Human rolls strength plus stamina against a difficulty equal to hunger slated to survive the blood loss. So if you slake 2 hunger, I think that's the time to kick it, because otherwise they're still unlikely to survive at that point. Because
They've only got 2 They've only got 2 health.
they have to roll strength and stamina together against the difficulty equal to how much you slated your hunger. So if they have 1 strength and 1 stamina, they have 2 dice. So they're on average going to have 3 dice because it's human.
Like, they're 2 dots
really.
average.
If you go into the
That's fine. Yeah,
backgrounds,
okay.
they tend to have
I
one
will-
in each. So
I will
it
try to
varies, it
stop
varies.
this at 2. And
But I guess an average human would have 4, so yeah, go ahead. But yeah, still risky.
yeah, no, I'm gonna only select 2 because I've got a few of them.
Yeah, you do.
And do I need to roll
So
as part of that test, or do they need to roll?
Frenzy. 2, control yourself. To assume control for a single turn. So yes, then you can tear yourself away with using 1 willpower. Tear yourself away from the victim, and I guess you will. If you exit the area from the victim, you can come back in and you're not frenzied anymore. But since you're still at a hunger of 3,
I basically grab him.
no, you're fine. At a
And-
hunger for 3, you're
and-
fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab him and just say, you get to choose 1 more for enlightenment and push him out the door.
Right.
I'm
Yeah,
hoping
this
he's gonna pick
person-
someone else.
Oh, look at that. This
Ooh.
person rolled 3 successes. Actually, 5 successes.
Yeah, 2 crits.
Yeah, on their surviving the whole being drained by 2. So they're fine. They're woozy, and they're like, oh, enlightenment, yay.
So I'm hoping he'll send in 1 more person to this little.
Definitely. So now you can just do the traditional thing with the blood cult here. So did you want to satisfy your 2 more hunger here?
Yeah.
Out of the...
Yes, I'll do that. And since it's not aggravated,
Yeah.
and now with the
Kate's
effect of
hunger
lingering
advantage.
kiss, I don't need to worry about how people felt about that.
No, you don't. I think Kate, in the back of her mind, I don't know, when all is said, we'll get back to you when all is said and done, and Kate can start like,
Yeah,
I'm feeling more like a proper vampire again.
but at this point, I think the rest of the people in their normal commutes, I think they need some spotlight.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's happening back at the Haven? Let's see now. Sylvester is done hunting, right? Because you lost people in a nightclub, and...
I think I have. I don't think I actually started hunting yet.
Yeah, weren't you followed?
Yeah, I was followed, so I think we skipped over my hunting a little bit.
Maybe a little bit, but you're gonna succeed with your hunting, because you can pick and choose. You have all the manipulation, all the persuasion and streetwise. You have the subculture. You are literally the fish that is swimming in your own sea. This
I'm
is-
the shark, yes.
Yes,
I'm
you
the
are
very shark.
this is your place to be. So you can pick and choose and find exactly the prey that you favor the most. Person who is addicted, high on exactly the drugs you love the most, and
Oui.
drain them as much as you like without harming them too much. Fleeting resonance, very fleeting, melancholic.
Is it fleeting or is it intense?
The difference is between intense and acute. And then there is a difference between fleeting and intense. Yeah. When you roll, first you roll balanced, and then it goes from well balanced to intense. And then if it's intense, it can be either intense or acute. But this one is fleeting. Fleeting melancholic. Feels good. It tastes well.
Excellent.
That's the most evocative
Yeah, so
description,
fleeting.
right?
Yeah, fleeting gives no actual, what's it called, bonuses, dice-wise at least.
But that clearly was someone who had probably smoked a lot of weed lately. Yeah.
Thinking about life.
Maybe this was a university professor in sociology, recently tenured with the sweater and everything, and just getting high on the recent successes in academia, celebrating with a good blunt, as it were.
Okay. Yeah. Didn't mean to click that, but yes. Excellent, yes. Am I still in this scene, question mark?
Yes.
Could Sylvester take a look around to see if those people followed him in here?
You can actually see them out the street, though. One of them is at a payphone. Like just hanging up a payphone and going back to the car. Their rust bucket.
I think I'm gonna pull out Una reverse on them. It's my time to stalk them.
Ah, where's Leo at this point? Is he in your car?
Outside?
Okay,
Um,
works.
I'm just gonna jump in the side seat and go, you know what? Follow them, will you, please?
Alright, says Leo. So, Leo is definitely wanting to do that. Is it wits and drive or dex and drive? Doesn't matter for him, because it's equal for him regardless.
It depends, because this is tailing them specifically. Alternative is
Tailing is
3
a
points.
yeah, that's a drive specialty, but it doesn't say what stat would go to it.
Could make a case for it being drive and composure. To not to do anything that would look out of control and just stay calm and looking conspicuous while you're following them.
Since we're trying to deal with situational awareness, I'm gonna go with wits and driving for this one. Yeah. Doesn't matter for him, but he is trying. He is not necessarily good at it. I should start giving Leopold some XP, shouldn't I?
Oh my goodness.
Leopold needs XP, dang it.
At this point, it's better for me to follow them on foot.
He is willpowering this. Okay, that
Man
was
is trying his
not
best.
much better.
Leo, lock the fuck in.
Leo did not do well, did he?
No, he did not.
He is, yeah, I think that, oh wait, they're gonna notice whether that's a mental check, not a physical check. We're trying to be aware here. Let's see. Okay, how will they react to this? They will drive casually. You don't know if they've noticed you or not. Yeah, driving casually along the streets, and I think, Sylvester, you have absolutely no problem realizing that you've been made. Or Leo has been made, at least, as you're driving.
So I get the feeling that they definitely know.
Yep.
I get the vibe. Okay.
Yeah, they're onto you.
Yeah, I think they're aware that we're following them.
Dang, sorry, boss. Leo is a bit stressed out by this.
Oy.
Yeah, he's like fretting a bit over this.
I feel so bad for Leo. He's like the most normal person in our little group.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
Drive off in this different street. I have an idea.
Alright. We're gonna leave you at that idea for a moment and check in at the Haven. What is happening there?
So what happened to the guards? Did they ever come back, or did they just fuck off? Because they saw that whole thing with Kate.
No, oh yeah, you know what? They're probably coming running up to the building and going, oh man, it was freaky, dude. That was so
What
fucked
happened?
up.
What happened?
What happened? I'll tell you what happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was like Miss Peretti, right? She told us to ambush some guys who were following her in the car. And we went up and we were going to go there, but they saw us coming, so they drove off. They just did a U-turn and it was honking cars and burning tires and the whole 9 yards, man. And then some other guys approached her car and we were like, what's going on here now? And we were hanging out. And then they started fighting. And then she was like a rabid animal, and she's just going for this guy and just biting him really hard. And at that point,
Where did
like,
this happen? Where did this happen?
oh, it's just 15 minutes ago over there.
All right, at this point, I just straight up run to my car. I'm driving over to where the guys said they were.
Yeah, you're gonna get to where they said it happened, where they said it were things. And You're gonna find at the scene basically a bunch of crushed glass lying in the middle of the street. Yes, you can see the tire marks from someone who burned some rubber here.
Would Tony know about Kate's little compound? I guess.
About Kate's cultists? I
Yeah.
don't know. Has Kate told anyone about the cultists?
She probably has, but she probably hasn't told them where they are.
When HBO finally make the multi-part documentary series about Kate's cult, what do you think it'll be called?
No fucking clue. Something
That's a
for
good
Tony
name, I
though
like
there
it.
is whatever vehicle Edge came in would still be there.
Yes, it would be.
And it would be a much nicer vehicle than anything else on that street.
Yes. Yes, that too.
I guess I'll investigate that.
Very well. You have wits and investigation. Not a lot. Let's see, how much is the difficulty here? Nobody actually tried to hide anything because there was no time. But
Also, I'm pretty sure she would have just left the car door open as she rushed out to save Edge.
oh yeah, absolutely. The car door is wide open, and it's just a matter of time before someone is going to steal these wheels. They're just too nice to not be stolen.
Yeah.
So it's wow, they haven't stolen it yet. That's nice.
That's really nice, yeah. In fact, no, because I also came in here in my car. Fuck.
You know what? Surprisingly, it's not that nice of a ride. It's an old Ford.
So I guess I'll
It's
roll
like
investigation.
a 15-year-old Ford, so maybe not that desirable. Apparently, he put
Um,
all his money into his clothes.
Got it. I'll do the investigation. Any bonuses or no?
Don't think so. You don't have any particular toolkit with you. Yeah, no, that's not gonna cut it. What do we have here? We have broken glass a little bit in front of the vehicle that is in fact parked. It's parked on by the sidewalk. That's the empty vehicle, and I think it's still running.
Huh.
That
Oh
would make
my-
sense.
Yeah. The keys are in the ignition. It's still running. Nobody is around here right now, but people are starting to be like coming out of the woodworks. Some street urchins, obviously, like they're out a little bit too late. Their mom's soon gonna call them in. There might be 12 or 13 or something like that, and they're starting to come out there and starting to poke their noses in where they shouldn't. I don't think there is any blood on the scene because everything happened inside Kate's car, right?
Yep.
And the vampires don't bleed. So there's tire marks from a vehicle doing a U-turn. There is the glittering from the glass shards from Kate's car, which Tony doesn't know is Kate's car. And then there's this old rusty Ford that still has the keys in the ignition and is still running.
I guess I check the Ford for any valuables or maybe things important to the investigation. And then if there's nothing there, I hook it.
At this point, I just imagine the Rihanna song "Yellow Diamonds" playing, because that, as far as I can tell, that is what Yellow Diamonds actually is. It's what broken glass looks like under yellow sodium streetlights.
That makes sense. Look at us, we got some poetry here. Okay then, what is Charlie doing at this particular moment?
I guess Charlie just walks out of the garage or the back room with jerry cans or something to put in the van and jumper cables, just to make sure we've got all the stuff for the surveillance mission. And then just
Yep.
looks around and is like, where the hell has everybody gone?
That's... Nobody's here anymore, except for some of those guards that you've hired. I guess it's Ivy, for lack of a better term. And your prisoner in the basement still.
Wait. Oh yeah, the prisoner, yeah.
Yeah, he's woozy. You drank some blood from him. He's probably gonna pass out. And Charlie's just, okay, I'm here. I'm the only one. We're packed up for surveillance, and everybody's gone.
I guess all you can really do is wait at this point.
Yeah, because Charlie's not going to want to run out anywhere because he still has to wait with the phone in case the book dealer gets back to him.
You know what? Good point. There is someone calling on the phone. To Charlie.
Oh my god, the longest night. It's the second longest night.
What name
so
did you give on the answering machine when you called Mr. Herndon? Charlie?
May not have even left a name, just the number and saying that I was interested in the item and putting a bid in on it.
Yeah, there's going to be a voice at the other end. Good evening. There was recently a message left on the number, and he's going to repeat the number, for a Mr. Herndon. Who is this I'm speaking to?
Yeah, since he may have some credibility in this world, I will just say, my name is Charlie. I represent some interests who are interested in the the Apocrypha, and just give some...
Yeah, the item in question. The item in question, yes. Mr.
Bubble.
Charlie, I'm very pleased to hear that you have interest in the item in question. Unfortunately, the item in question is not yet officially for sale, and thus not yet in my possession. I would encourage you to be patient.
When it will be available?
I have been told by the distributors that the item in question will be available very soon. I don't think that means tonight, but it should be just a matter of days, really. I, of course, cannot make exact promises at the moment because the distributor has not committed to a date. Apparently there are some logistical issues involved.
When the item is available, what will the process be?
The process will be that I will take possession of the item, and then we will meet and discuss a suitable price. Then after that, the transaction will take place for the item in question.
So will I be at the front of the queue? Do you have other interested parties? So it's not going to be an auction?
I prefer to avoid situations where more than two parties are involved in the transactional situation itself, if you understand. Discretion is important, and one cannot be too careful about who one talks to, either through a phone line or when visiting face-to-face in this day and age, given the sensitive nature of the item in question and the emphasis on discretion from any potential interest, as it were, in this transaction. And therefore, I am not going to comment on whether there might be more interested parties than yourself. But I will say that during the negotiation procedure, there is definitely a potential, if there are several interested parties, that the price might go up, yes. It really depends on how quickly the transaction takes place. The quicker the transaction takes place, the cheaper it will be for the eventual owner, since that means reduced risks, logistical risks on my part.
Excellent. And so I can let the interested party know so they can be ready to make the payment, what sort of price range you will be expecting.
Of course, yes. He's gonna give you a price range, which is very high, but not insurmountable for someone with resources 3-ish. Or maybe a little bit. What did we say about that resources packaging thing? We don't have a... So, in the Requiem, there is, if it's like 1 above, then you can reduce your effective resources by 1 dot for a full month, since she has so rapidly liquidated funds. That makes sense, I guess, in this case. But we have 2 people with resources 3, and between the two of you, you should be able to swing it.
Yeah, I think one last thing Charlie will say is, as you're still waiting on delivery, if there are any last minute situations or emergencies involving logistics and security, and you need extra help to secure the item, give me a call. I have experience and know people in those fields.
Thanks for sharing. I do have a standard operating procedure that should serve quite well for us, but I will keep that in mind. Thank you very much for the conversation, Mr. Charlie. Was there anything else?
That'll be it. Look forward to doing business with you. And give me a call as soon as the item becomes available or if anything goes wrong.
Absolutely, Mr. Charlie. I will do that, Mr. Charles. Pleasure entering business relations with you. Have a great night.
Good night to you.
Yep, and the phone has hung up. All right, where are we now? I think we are now in the nightclub world where it's not Kate and Stephanie anymore, thank you very much. No, it's Sylvester and Leo who are trying to follow some people in a vehicle, and you're turning into a side road, aren't you? This is one of those who's following who situations.
Yeah, Sylvester will look back just to check that the car hasn't immediately turned around and followed them.
I think it has. That's
Like
not
on such short notice.
It's so.
Yeah, they would have to turn around to
that's
go
a
back
fair
after
point.
us.
Yeah, they have to try and see if they can catch you even. Let's see how well Leo executes this maneuver, shall we? I'm gonna call it the Dex drive this time, because he's just turning the vehicle around. And he's amazing, and he's gonna roll 1 success, but because he has some willpower reserves, he's gonna roll 2 successes, which might be a
Hey.
problem for them. 100% better. Will they be able to match that with their attempts here at keeping track of things?
I'm jumping out of the car. Fucking.
They missed you. They're driving right past the alley that you went into.
Sweet. Okay, at least I don't have to jump out of the car while it's still in motion. But Sylvester is gonna ask Leopold to slow down. And then he'll say just before he leaps out of the vehicle, "Keep going."
Leo's, yeah, that's a great idea.
So, what Sylvester does is he is going to exit the vehicle, find a place where it's somewhat of cover, and then use Cloak of Shadows.
Indeed. And we're
Spare.
hoping here that the other vehicle will go after. Is Leo supposed to stop now? Because you can't actually move when you have the Cloak of Shadows on.
The thing is, I said Sylvester is jumping out of the car, he's not in the car.
But if Leo's car moves all the way down the street, then you can't really watch them anymore. So Leo will have to stop at some point for you to be able to keep watching. Just as in terms of the planning here. Because otherwise they will just roll past you and you'll have to run after them. But you could, not saying you can.
I could just send them on the wild goose chase. That is also something I could do.
Yeah,
That
or
is-
one who's maybe better at driving to do this.
Regardless, Sylvester will get out of the
suggestion.
car, turn invisible, let them follow just the label.
Okay. So yeah, they're following Leo when they eventually turn around the corner, and that's not gonna help much. You do get a look at them though. I think you've seen at least one of them before. Again, ages 17 to 25, jeans, studs, leather jackets, hairspray. All the typical accoutrements of people who spend a lot of time out on the streets hanging out. and,
Nameless goons.
Potentially. Now, they're going to drive past you after Leo, so I don't know what you want to do next. Tackle.
Are we stealing a car? Are we going for a cab? Well, that's the question.
Are we gonna get a little silly with it?
Potentially.
Always
I'm
fun.
not that great
Stealing
at
a car
larceny.
is not very compassionate. I feel like that's like a Grand Theft Auto, which is 2 stains, clearly.
Car.
On the other hand, you're guarding what you love, so maybe it's just the
Yeah,
one.
that is what I'm doing. I don't want to let him fend for his own.
So it's just, it would be a single stain then. Man, everybody's being evil tonight.
Evil
But
fuck.
I guess the Tremere is taking the price tonight, yeah.
Oh yeah, no. The Tremere
Fuck
wins.
it, let's steal a car.
Okay then. How good are we at stealing cars?
Not great. I have.
One
I think I'm doing all of their humanity first.
As we all know, do you have the tools for stealing a car? A jack that you can just... Ooh, no, probably don't. So, I'm gonna say... Because of this, stealing a car is typically moderate difficulty.
Yeah, I would have to like
3 successes?
either force the door open somehow
Yep.
or break a window.
With how many cars we've been stealing, we're gonna have like enough fucking cars to start a car dealership. God damn.
The PD will be like, oh, car stolen? Oh, just let's check that brownstone out.
Fucking 5 billion cars in the garage. Let's get
I
attacked!
have a switchblade. I don't know if it helps in any way.
No, you need one of those, like a wire that you can poke in between the window and the... Not that I have any idea of how to steal a car in real life. I'm basing all of this on what I've seen on the movies. So, like a
I guess
coat
he'll just do the
hanger
thing of.
or one of those jacks that are designed for stealing cars. With those tools, it takes 5 seconds. But,
We are not endorsing Grand Theft Auto.
Exactly.
Guess I'll break a window.
That's gonna make a noise.
He's gonna be smart about it though, and not like that one vampire who broke it with her bare fist. He's gonna use his, what's it called?
Head.
Some cloth around his hands.
Let's see if you are lucky tonight or not. 10s are always good, right? And I rolled a 1. That's fun. So you're literally just standing there and starting with your hand towards the window when you hear, "Hey, what do you do? What's the big idea? That's my car, you bastard!" And it's just some random person who sees you trying to do this. This random person is, in fact, lady in her... Oh, she's like 20. What the fuck are you doing? Trying to steal my car! It's not a very good car, clearly. Yeah, she's coming up towards you, Sylvester. Police! Police! Help me, everyone!
Oh,
I mean, you're
sorry,
a dude,
sweetie.
and I don't know that
I
she
think I
was
got the wrong one. How about you just forget about it? It's a bit of a mistake. Yeah, this is a clone memory.
Yeah, it's clearly.
Man, that's
Forget about it.
Y'all just have the restart button.
Yeah, the
It's
reset
so good.
button.
And if you do it enough, the person breaks.
This person is,
Ooh, that makes me
what was
curious.
I doing here again? And just,
Sorry, am I standing in the way? I'll move.
oh, yeah, thanks. And she goes to the car and opens it. She's apparently going somewhere. Meanwhile, I think because of that little delay, Leo is now without your cover and driving somewhere in town with people trailing him. That can go interesting.
Oh my.
That's just what happens sometimes. Back in the Haven, it's just Charlie. What is Tony doing? You were heading back to the Haven, weren't you?
Yeah.
So you're going to be back at the Haven now, I have decided.
Alright, is Ivy here, or is he just, like, in a corner?
He is studying things very intensely.
All right then. Since I like to think that since his player isn't here, he just froze up, and then we put him in a corner to just stare at
No,
the
no,
lights.
he's
It's
reading
like,
up on I remember he was doing research on things last time, so he's just continuing that research.
Okay then. Sure,
It's
research
the-
as he like stares at a wall. As,
Yeah, it's like in Baldur's Gate when someone loses connection to the Wi-Fi, they just dissociate.
Yeah, exactly.
He's doing research. It's important research. I'm telling you. Look at him go.
The research is staring at the book upside down.
Yeah.
No, he has 3 successes. It's great. Yeah. He left it.
So anyway,
Reading upside down.
Charlie, has anything happened while I was gone? Wait, I should probably tell you. So, from what I heard from the guards, apparently Peretti got into a fight and drank someone in in the open.
What the fuck is going on tonight? Okay, do it.
And now I can't find her.
Okay, I got a phone call. We're on to go buy the book in next couple of days. So that's in progress. And upon this point, Charlie's got, since all his like surveillance preparations were probably done and have now been derailed anyway, he'll just be like, this is an art historian. He knows like the sort of proper way to carry old documents, old manuscripts and stuff. So he'll probably have what sort of proper case you use to carry stuff like that around in on like the table in front of him.
I like to
But-
think that there's an empty shelf labeled "cursed artifacts."
There will be sooner or later with Kate in the house, and also with Sylvester in
It's
the house.
empty for now.
Yeah, it already is a spooky place, so...
Yes.
Okay, great, good. We can buy the book. I'm more worried about Kate.
Okay, what do we know? Who do we... Fuck, where is everybody? Who do we know their location right now?
Davenport's in the corner. I have no idea where Sylvester or Kate is.
Because they
That's not a
left after
problem.
you came. Or, no, you came after they
They
left,
left,
right?
all three of us left at the same time,
Right.
pretty much.
Yeah, to
we-
feed, so they're somewhere out feeding. Clearly, no problems. None at all.
Except the big problem, because apparently Peretti ate, like, openly.
Yeah,
Enough of-
that's a masquerade
Or-
breach. There's gonna be whispers among
Oh.
the Latin kings after this. Oh my god, she was like a rabid wolf, man. Hey, Chica is on the rabies, man. She's loco. She be like a chupacabra, man.
Oy.
Okay,
In a fucked up sort of way, it helps my reputation as the soon, like, leader of the Latin Kings.
oh fuck, has anybody told him? Nobody's told him yet what happened with Sinbad.
Exactly.
Nobody has told him.
Yeah.
Oh,
So Tony
no.
says, by the way, has anything happened here while I was feeding?
Oh yeah, so Charlie's just gonna tell this story. Yeah, Sinbad came while I was in the back, and Ivy didn't know he was coming, and he just made up this insane story on the spot that you were in Ecuador or something, and then Sinbad tried to extort him for money, and then Ivy just spent like the next 15 minutes doing some Wall Street voodoo on Sinbad and got him so confused and talked around. I think he owes us money now. It was insane.
Wait, you think
Wait,
he
I-
owes us money now?
Wait.
No,
Ivy said I was in Ecuador.
Yep.
Tony just has a blank expression for a sec, gets up, and just slowly walks to his room and closes the door.
Is this a great place to take a break, folks? I think it's a great place to take a break.
Yeah.
All right, we're taking a break. Be back in 5.
Oh,
Speaking of moving and so on and so forth, Kate,
Yes.
what is happening in your part of the world at the moment? You have completed your task of drinking from some cultists and giving them amazing new visions that they didn't know that they could ever. I'm sure you have had a sip from them before, but now the priestess is giving them sensations they never knew they could achieve, right?
Now you got a kind of dead body and Party City decoration to deal with.
Also, I think the music is layered again.
Just a little bit.
Look, double the music, double the enjoyment from it, obviously.
So yeah, what are we doing about this, Kate? You have extra devoted people here. Let's see now. So they're gonna seek you out for repeated feedings, and
They return to the cult. That's good.
the victim gains a bonus equal to half the user's presence to one social attribute of their choice, which lasts a single night. And then withdrawal strikes, and all the victim's actions not spent working towards acquiring a new fix receive a dice pool penalty equal to the initial bonus. Ah, yeah.
It's gonna make things good, and then it's gonna make things very bad.
Yes.
I know now what the HBO documentary about the cult is going to be called. It'll be called Bloodstained Rust Belt.
Ooh, that's a good one. Fuck.
What are we doing when we're done with the cult for tonight, Kate? How are we feeling as you're looking out over the cityscape from...
I feel powerful and very vulnerable, which is not a good mix. So she's going to... I've written in her desires to cover her tracks, so it's gonna be just a montage of... She needs to get rid of the person. Stephanie, I don't care. Stephanie is a problem. Their name is not important.
Yeah, you're starting... So, you're gonna have a 1 die penalty on rolls to interact with humans.
I know, I saw that, and it's
From
gonna
now
suck,
on.
and I hope it
Especially
doesn't
inside
go...
of Persuade.
Because if I fail the remorse roll, I'm gonna have it at the end of this night. It's gonna be bad, because then
Yes.
it goes to a 2 die penalty to all interactions with mortals.
Yep. Not to
Man,
any
stop-
test to
stop,
hunt or kill a
Kate.
human.
Or to manipulate them. I just can't be charismatic. I could be manipulative, but I can't be charismatic without the penalty.
Yep. Inhuman subterfuge such as like seduction, intimidation is fine too. Yeah.
Okay, she's gonna try and think of a spot that she knows that's like an abandoned building, somewhere that's not gonna be immediately found. Somewhere where she can Stephanie.
I feel like that requires a test here because
Yeah, I
feel
think it
like
should.
That's gonna be so. I'm gonna go with your intelligence streetwise for that because you need a place that is, you know this. You're still in the Pilsen neighborhood, right? And you've spent some time in the neighborhood, so I'm gonna give you a bonus die for that. But it's also when you roll 5 successes. Why am I even asking? The extra dice did help, yeah. So, I think there's also a sense of... Could there be a sense of purpose to Kate Peretti? Like a sense of almost relief? Like a sense of burdens of responsibility have been shaken off? Like a sense of freedom broken through? You've had some results tonight and broken through some barriers that you weren't even aware of before. It's good.
Would the Diablerie have affected her current blood bond at all?
No,
Okay. Just making sure.
because it was like one big drink, right?
Oh no, not the blood bond to the person, her blood bond to the pyramid.
No, not at all.
No.
You
Yeah,
have to- you
that's
have to
fine,
drink
just double checking.
3 times.
She feels pretty free. It's very much okay. she needs to fight this on her own terms, and that is not a running through the streets avoiding vampires. This is covering her tracks as best she possibly can, and then asking a higher authority to intercede on her behalf, which in this case would most likely be Nikolai. But she's going to make sure it's as clean as she can get it before she brings this to him.
Sub, because if you're going by...
Oh, did I say... is it O?
No, so Nikolai is the primogen, but you would probably approach Disable first, because that's the proper order of reporting things. Right?
Yes. The Regent, yes. I would approach Disable first. But right now I need to get everything squared off. Knows he can't do much about the gangs without causing a bigger mess.
So an abandoned building, probably in a basement behind a boiler, covered by a whole bunch of boxes.
Yeah, or a place that's structurally unsound. Something that doesn't it's not like an abandoned building that's, someone could stay there a few nights and be fine with a sleeping bag. Like, this is some place you wouldn't really want to walk into.
You did have your 5 successes, so...
He's from falling over.
Apparently, you find the place you want, which is probably an abandoned building. It's boarded up, stinks of mold, and the wooden floor, like woodboarding floor, and when you walk on it, you're not entirely sure how stable it is, because there's probably a lot of water damage here that probably have undermined the integrity of this place.
It's really miserable, and you would not want to go in there.
Human, a single breath would give you like a lung infection.
Something like that.
Makes sense. Also, places like this don't tend to have security cameras nearby or people living close.
Makes sense.
So she's going to take Stephanie and put her in the basement, still staked, and is going to basically cover her with any rubble or loose debris she can, just to make it extra difficult.
Yeah.
And then is going to quickly leave. Probably you wouldn't need to make a reservation, but she could make an appointment to see the mechanic, like one of the local mechanics.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, if they're still open.
There will be.
Like, it's 9:30. I don't know if anyone's going to be... But they probably do late work stuff.
Machine, so you can definitely leave a message.
Yeah, I'll put in the details and just say I need a window replaced, and just give the make and model of the car. I will be in at, let's say, I can drop it off outside your place in the, about what, darks? 6 p.m., 7 p.m.? These days?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, so I'll say I can only drop it off at 7 p.m. I'm willing to pay extra. I understand. Blah, blah, blah. I will be there tomorrow. At that point, she's going to go back to... Actually, I think she's going to make sure she detail and cleans the car. Also takes whatever...
Things.
Yeah, she's going to basically just make sure there's no evidence of a scuffle or of Edge's body. She's going to put that in a plastic bag, whatever's left of it, and leave that with Stephanie.
Very well.
And then after all of that, she's going to head back to the Haven.
You know what? I'm going to have you roll, because now we're doing a cover-up, right? So I'm going to have you roll investigation plus intelligence to do a cover-up on your own vehicle to make sure there's no evidence left, like vampire bloodstains. Someone might have ripped the...
Just leave it in the sun and see what happens to the bloodstains.
With 5 successes, again, there is...
He's transitioning out of the brawling and into the conniving, and that's her forte.
That is her forte, clearly. Yeah, she's good at covering up her crimes, clearly.
Man, Kate is such a devious little bug creature. I love her.
More than Sylvester, damn.
Yeah.
Yes.
She is my scrungly. I love how evil she is.
You've out-schemed me.
She's Tremere.
Uh,
Well,
so
all
yeah.
Tremere are not evil. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Now she's actually, for the first time, gonna pull out of her pocket the note that Edge gave her, telling her to meet somewhere. I don't know whether she was.
It's a location.
It's a location. He gave a time, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So I've got a location and a time.
Or
And
an overpass, basically.
was it that Was it that night,
Yeah, this
or was
night.
it a different day?
No, this is this night. Midnight this night under an overpass.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to.
God.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the Haven. I'm going to
Well,
try
we'll get
and.
to that. Right now, you're doing all your things. It's gonna take a while
Yes.
for you to do all.
That's
of the
fair.
things.
That's fair. I want to be thorough.
Yeah, this is not something you do in 15 minutes.
Come on.
Meanwhile, downtown, well, in the west side, close to the nightclub district where Sylvester and Leo have been Sylvester has been feeding. You're still trying to, I don't know, what are we, you need to catch up to the people who are trailing after your dear friend, don't you?
Yeah, thing is, they probably are actually too far away now. That's the
A
worst
little
part.
bit, yeah.
But I do know their license plate, don't I?
I think so.
In this
Did you
day and
take-
age,
yeah,
it would
I mean,
be
you
a lot
should. You should
harder
have taken
to.
it. Yeah.
It would be a lot harder to find something out from just a license plate.
Are we gonna do a investigation thing here? But then you'd have to talk to a police to get access to the car registry.
I could.
It's unfair.
Might be
isn't it? Like,
risky.
in these days, like in 2025, checking if you're a police officer, checking like a license plate, it just do it right away from the cop car. Just boop, 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 connected to all of their networks, and you get it instantly. In 1991, it's a call into Central, and they have to check their computers, which are super fast, because they're probably 286 or something like that, if even. And then you'll have the response like tomorrow.
He can certainly try, even if feels, yeah. Like he's not on Kate level ACAB, but still, he did meet a cop that wasn't particularly nice. He'll stop by the police.
Okay,
Sure,
we're
why
going to the
not?
police station.
They are committing a crime by stalking him like that, sort of.
Oh, yes, if you can prove. It's difficult to prove, though, because you need to basically have evidence that they have, as you say, stalked you so you can get, like, restraining orders and stuff.
Yeah, and we don't have body cameras, okay? This is the 1990s. You're fucked. Cops can get away with anything right now.
Yes,
It's
they
worth
can.
attempt. Worst case, I could come back with Leopold.
And-
Or my lawyer, that I apparently have.
So we're gonna you're gonna get to the police station in that case, aren't you?
Yeah.
The precinct.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
You got this. You can
got
do it.
this.
If you
Who-
don't got
who-
this, can't do it.
Who do you want to talk to at the precinct? You're gonna talk to a desk sergeant, obviously, or like a
Yeah.
desk officer who's sitting there. And yeah, it's 9:45, something like that, in the evening, and the desk officer will be there to. It's rowdy as it usually is in a police station, and there's gonna be a lot of people who have been taken into the station for drunken driving, drug use, selling drugs, and prostitution. That's going to be the typical situation here for the night. And this officer will look at you and go, "What can I do for you?" And look over your clothes, and you're giving off all the street vibes, aren't you?
But Sylvester has some charm. He'll give a polite smile.
And you are, in fact,
Oh.
disliked. So this is exactly the kind of person who would dislike you.
You are a dirty, filthy Satanist rocker.
Right? Isn't it? I think it is. Subtract one. from
Unless
total
he's
background.
randomly my
Type in your
subculture,
style.
then no.
Kill him right. Oh,
Yeah.
Subtract 1 die from social dice pools involving any group in the city except your contacts and allies and other explicitly loyal supporters. So, yeah. This person thinks you are a terrible blight on society, and...
So that's where he's cramping your style. Kill him. Kill him right now. He won't suspect a thing.
so, yeah, you have -1 on your dice pools here.
Wait, sounds.
It's alright. Thankfully, I have presents.
You do! Do you? Everybody
but
has
yeah,
presents in this group.
It's really good and free.
Situation.
But yeah,
+1
basically, he's just gonna activate presence because he's fully aware that the police probably thinks he's strange. And he's gonna go, "Oh, hi, I was having a bit of an issue. There's this car that keeps following me and my band around.
Your band?
Yes, we've been gaining a bit of a notoriety recently, and it's given some a bit
Notoriety,
of unwanted attention. I was just hoping you could maybe look up a license plate, if that's okay."
You have charisma persuasion 6, -1 is 5, and how hard can this be? Like, I feel like you need 2 successes at the very least in this one, but you will then if you take half. Since you are disliked, moderate, so 3 successes. You need to make a roll, barely.
Imagine being able to talk to the police at all. Couldn't be me.
Actually, you don't need to make a roll because
Yes.
because then you have 7 dice, which is 3 success. Yeah, okay. So the cop
my
will be
beloved.
like, so your awe cancels out your disliked, basically.
I'm just radiating charismatic aura.
You're like, I'm a rock star. You should like me because I'm a celebrity. I play music. Have you heard my latest album? I can get. Here's a cassette. You can listen to it.
It doesn't quite go that route, but it's not just me, it's my band. Like, going that route, and
Yeah.
I'm worried for them. Empathic.
And he's, yeah, all right. We'll have someone look into it. So he takes down the information. He's not gonna give you the name of whoever is following you, but he has promised that they have opened a case file on it, and a detective will be in touch with you hopefully before the end of the week. And if there is an emergency, just call 911.
Thank you. Yes, I'll stop by in a week.
Oh, if you just give your information right here, the detective will call you right up and come by you.
Yes.
Are you giving your own number or Leopold's number? So, does Leopold have a different number from you? Is it a place he ever checked? Now, in 1991, you have high levels of technology. You have so high levels of technology that you could actually have an answering machine that you can check remotely. How about that? You don't have to physically play on tape anymore. You can just call it and it will play the tape for you. Mind-boggling.
Good question. Do I want to give them my number or my manager's number?
Hell, I thought this was supposed to be a grounded setting. Why are you adding sci-fi here?
That is a good question. Do I want to give them my number or my manager's number? I'm gonna give them my manager's number, just because that's probably safer.
Probably, yeah, probably. You might have to tell your manager about this too, so the manager's in the
Yeah, he will.
Alright, what's going on in the Haven as Sylvester's doing all these things? Tony and Charlie and Dex and Prisoner.
He doesn't even get a name, just a title.
I can give him. Oh yeah, I had given him a name. Ramon, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Ramon, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, though, didn't Mr. Neary take the prisoner with him to release him because he'd already done his memory, and he'd need to get him out or he'd start remembering.
You know what? I think I'll deal with the prisoner real quick.
No,
you know.
Tony wanted to have a snack. Now
Yeah,
we're around to that.
Yeah, we did that, then we wiped his memory. We haven't dealt with him yet. I'm gonna deal with that right now, actually, real quick.
Okay, yeah. Ramon is a bit woozy in the head.
Alright. I guess I find something to put over his eyes so he doesn't see the inside of our haven.
Uh-huh. Yeah, smelling by now. You have given him a bucket to do his needs in, but I think that...
He's still a little bit nasty.
Yeah, he might have lost his bladder control when people were threatening him and doing various bullying things to him and such. Does that incur a No, it doesn't incur a stain because you are terrible people and you have convictions that allow you to get away with that. Yeah.
Alright, yeah, I put him in the back, like the passenger seat of my car.
He's like,
And
are you gonna let me go? Please let me go. I swear I'm not gonna tell anyone. I swear it's on my mother's grave, god damn it.
look, everything will be fine. Just be quiet. And then I drive out
To the
like,
wasteland.
or what the hell you call it, like this
Yeah,
area.
the Barrens, where there is nothing.
Yeah, just some random place in the Barrens. I tell him to get out of the car.
Oh my god. Poor guy. Yeah, he's getting out of the car.
And I tell him to walk a few steps.
Yeah, he's walking a few steps. He's definitely
And
not
then
a happy camper right
pull out
now.
my pistol.
What was that?
I pull out my pistol
Yeah.
and fire it in the air just to fuck with him and basically get him to run off.
Oh my god, he's running like crazy. Just... Ah! Or is he? Either he's running or he's just falling over and screaming and pleading for mercy.
How about we flip a coin?
For
He's running. I
flight or
guess.
flight, I guess.
He's running. He's just
Yeah.
legging it. Like, oh no, Jesus Christ, you don't have to do this! You can hear him screaming as he's running, with his hands still tied behind his back.
Now that that's dealt with.
Tony is a bit of an... But you let him go. You've just given him a trauma for life. Maybe he will actually be scared straight from this stuff. Who knows?
Yeah, I guess after I've had a bit of banter with the guy, I drive back.
Yep. Actually letting him go, that's a compassionate thing to do, so who knows? Maybe that's... No, Tony would never raise his humanity, would he?
To be fair, scaring him shitless right before that counteracts that point, doesn't it?
It does a little bit, yeah. Anyway, Charlie...
It's a
is there any-
slightly decent act.
Slightly
at most.
decent act.
It was on the overall a positive thing.
Yes. I would think that doing that is like the kind of situation where, at best, it'd be like one stain that would immediately get counteracted by one of my things. So,
Pretty
yeah.
much. So, the next question then would be, what is Charlie doing while Tony is doing this? So now we're back in the Coterie Haven here, and Charlie is clearly on watch, and everybody's doing their own thing, and because it is in fact 1991, nobody's able to communicate properly, because of course there aren't. Yeah.
I love this communication. It's so good.
It's going great, you guys. It's going great.
All right, but
Absolutely.
actually, genuine question: what time is it right now in game?
It's about... By the time you get to the Barrens, it's going to be closer to at least 10:30. Because it takes you a while to drive there.
Okay, only 10:30. That's fine.
Yeah. This has been an eventful night, you guys. It's been crazy eventful night. This is what we mean by story mode. Yeah,
And
Charlie?
now Charlie's just at home alone, and now he's like the parent waiting for the kids to get home.
Just everything is ready for the thing we said we were going to do. Whenever everybody gets home, we'll do the thing that everybody said they were going to do. Okay. Sylvester, did you talk to Leo anything about where you were going to meet up before you jumped out of the car, or is he just driving around?
No.
He is just driving around randomly.
Yeah, I don't think Sylvester fully thought out his plan. Sorry, this was a Malkavian moment.
Yep, that makes sense.
Partly on Sylvester's part, partly on my own.
It's fine. It's
Well,
a
I
location.
guess Sylvester will find like a payphone and start making some calls.
Okay, who are you gonna call then? Leo is just driving around and just counting on Syl to have the perfect plan here. And I think, smash cut to Leo driving his vehicle and just going hand tapping nervously on the wheel and, come on, I guess I'll turn here for no reason. Okay, I'm just driving around in a circle here for no particular
I don't
reason.
think Sylvester could call him unless for whatever reason Leopold has like a phone car.
No, you don't have. I think you
No.
need resources 3 to have a proper phone car at this stage because it's 1991.
First off, I think Sylvester's gonna call his manager and be like, "Hey, there's been a vehicle following me. Just so you know, I reported it to the police. Let
Groupies?
them." No, like suspicious people, not groupies. Nah. But I reported it to the police, and then I sent them your number just because it's band-related business. I don't know if the other ones have had this issue as much, but I just assumed it could be.
Nobody told me nothing about it, so this is the first time I hear anything about it.
Maybe that's good, but police said it might take a week. Hopefully it's nothing, but you never know. But I'm good to be on the safe side.
Yeah. I'll tell the team to keep a lookout in case
Yeah.
some creep comes around. But on the other hand, if it's some nice and curvy blonde thing, I think you should totally take advantage of that.
Sadly not. Keep dreaming, man. And so Sylvester will give a description of the vehicle and the license plate.
Okay, yeah, that doesn't sound like something luxurious and blonde and curvy. A man can.
Keep dreaming, my friend. Now the question is, where to go from here?
You are downtown, and your good friend Leo is driving around in circles and hoping that Syl will jump out at the right moment. And you haven't left the neighborhood as such, so sooner or later, you're actually gonna see Leo. Oh, there's Leo! And them! So what are you gonna do about that when you actually see them driving by? A little while later.
Are they driving by me specifically?
You're on the sidewalk. You're from a payphone probably, and Leo is driving by. You're within a block or 2 from the police precinct. Leo is driving by. Their car is coming as well, and there you are. Have they seen you? Who knows?
I'm partially obscured.
If you have your cloak of shadows, they definitely.
I'm not actively hiding, I'm just imagining he's coming out of a phone booth or something.
Oops.
What? Oh, I guess there they are.
I don't think so. They're keeping their attention on Leo's car. Would Leo see you?
Interesting.
That is probably more relevant to this particular situation, because Leo is curious about what's the next move, right?
Yeah, I guess he would be more attentive.
So he has 2 successes. So yeah, he's gonna see you, and as he's driving by you, he's and then just you can see the question mark in his face. You know him so well by now that you can definitely tell that he wants further instructions.
To signal something who's driving in a car.
Give him a thumbs up and keep walking.
Such a stupid idea. How fast is this car tailing Leopold?
It's an old rust bucket, about average, I guess.
You're gonna try what Charlie did without celerity.
I'm gonna pull something really stupid here, but let's try it.
That's alright, we've all done something like that today.
I want... Sylvester is going to see if he can catch up, at least with the car. I suppose they're driving in a place where you wouldn't go very fast.
Oh yeah, this is like downtown, so people here are
So,
driving what, like
he's gonna see if he
15
can-
miles per hour, like 30 kilometers an hour, something like that.
He's gonna see if he can run up next to one of the wheels and just slash the tires.
Oh my god. You do not have celerity, so we know you can't use supernatural means to do this. There's gonna be a stoplight sooner or later, and that will be the perfect moment to do it. Let's go. Dexterity and brawl. Like melee, actually, because you have...
Melee, yes.
Yeah, melee, yeah. So... I think slashing a tire, that's 3 successes I want, because I feel like that's not easy to do. Is it even 4? Let's have a look here. Yeah, challenging, I think, so 4 successes. Go ahead. Just...
Okay. Fine.
Tires are pretty
4
thick
successes,
after all.
right?
Yes, please.
You see, I'm high on cocaine,
Yes, you are.
which probably explains my current train of thought.
Yes, doesn't it? I can take on the world. Okay,
damn,
then.
You can take on the world. Holy
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
you can!
So you just run up to one of the tires on the following car and just slash it, and there will give me a bang as the air just escapes it. You have a sturdy grip on the dagger that you're holding, and it's fine. But you're gonna hear people inside the vehicle go, "What the fuck was that?" And they slam the brakes and look out, and I guess they're gonna see Sylvester. Oh my.
Oh,
This is
he
gonna
is throwing the most shit-eating grin at these people. He doesn't give a fuck.
Oh, he's not going to interact? He's not, now they've stopped?
They're coming out of the vehicle, aren't they? I hate
Time to
those.
sprint to Leopold's car, I guess.
So, yeah, they're gonna come out,
On
and
the
they're gonna be,
initiative?
yeah, on their worst behavior, I guess. They're coming out, they have,
Initiative time.
yeah, what do we do? Leo is gonna stop up ahead, of course. So, what do we want to do here to them when they're coming out? And they're gonna grab, they have knives. Actually, one of them is gonna show the pistol. It's gonna be like a 38 special or something like that they have in the belt. And yeah, how are you gonna handle these guys now that they're out to get you?
I think I'm just straight up run to Leopold's car. TBH, this is like a situation of where I'm just making them stop and then fucking off.
Okay, dexterity athletics. Let's see how quick you might run.
Oh boy, I don't have any athletics, but I am also high on cocaine.
Yes, you are. They're gonna
Well,
try to
you're
run you down.
I was gonna say you should probably blood surge this.
I am.
Complete and utter optimism. Kindred blood fuels your cocaine high even more. You have all the adrenaline, all the alertness, all the energy, and you just basically run circles around these guys because you have 5 successes and they have 2, and get into the car, and the car will just pedal to the metal and away from there.
I just imagine that like they can barely get out of the car before Sylvester is already booking it again.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
that
makes
fast of a
sense.
reaction.
They're like, goddamn, fuck you, is all you hear as you're disappearing in the distance.
Ah,
Oh, okay. What is Sylvester's plan after this little situation?
Take me home, Leopold, before I do something stupid again.
Absolutely. Okay. In the Barrens. Tony, Dex is with you, right?
No, he's asleep.
Oh,
Because I told.
Because
yeah.
you told him to. So he is in fact absolutely not here. I remember now. How sloppy of me. It's gonna take you another 45 minutes to get back again, because Barons back home, all that stuff. That's just how it rolls.
Yeah, with a like grin on my face, totally worth it.
Cackle is what we're saying. How interesting. As you are getting to your vehicle... Do I have anything? Yes. You are in fact going to see... It is an old Chevy from like the early 70s, 20-year-old Chevy. And you can see, just make it out, probably because it's in the Barrens and there's so little traffic here. As you get into your vehicle and you start up your vehicle, that Chevy starts up as well.
Ah. All right then.
I'll let you think about that for a while.
You know what?
Oh my.
I think I'm gonna have a bit of fun here.
Kindred blood coursing through your veins.
Yep. All right then. Rapid fleetness. Add the celerity rating to users' dice pool for non-combat dexterity tech. All right. For speeding off before they can catch up, what would you say that's a non-combat dexterity test?
Absolutely. If we're doing like stunt driving with dex and drive, it would definitely apply.
Yeah. All right then. In that case, fuck it, we ball.
You're just gonna lose them. And out here, there is almost no traffic you can run into. So it's gonna be fine. Oh my god. A messy critical while you're stunt driving.
Yeah. I would say what would really work here is clan compulsion to basically just stunt on them, basically.
I'm gonna just, for the completeness of everything here, we'll roll their drive just to see. You never know if they... No, 8 they can't match.
How much? Just, come on, just reveal it. Come on, it'll be fun.
2.
You know what?
But they could have rolled 2 sets of crits, which would have given them 8.
Fuck it, we be ballin'.
But, no, you didn't have to do that. You're fine.
I know. But the thing is, I wanted to. And so did
You
Tony.
wanted to. Okay, Tony is just absolutely... There's going to be a compulsion to this. Absolutely. So, are we rolling compulsion as the beast is so happy? Cackling in the back of your mind.
Cackling like a fucking demon along with Tony.
Clan compulsion. That's the best compulsion, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, clan compulsion for the Bruja Rebellion. You need to take a stand against whatever or whomever they see as the status quo in the situation, whether it's their leader, a viewpoint expressed by a potential vessel, or just the task they were supposed to do at the moment. Until they've gone against their orders or expectations, perceived or real, you get a 2-die penalty on all rolls.
You know what? Maybe instead of like immediately heading back to the Haven, I go for a bit of a joyride.
That makes sense. You're gonna go for a joyride on the highway and go, oh, the wind in my hair, it's awesome. Down with the windows and then down the highway. Oh, man. The night when everything happened. Which means that you get to defy the police. So, yeah, that's... Kate Peretti, you have hidden a body and covered up all sorts of things. It's now 11 in the night.
I need to go to a meeting.
Yeah, you're supposed to go to a meeting under an overpass in about an hour. So I guess that's what we're doing.
She's going to go back to the Haven quickly, change all of her clothes, and...
We need a scene for that. Kate gets back to the Haven, and who is at the Haven at the moment? Only Charlie! It's like 11 or so. It's been more than 2 hours since Kate left the house, and now she's finally back.
she told everyone, like, be back here in an hour and we'll all head off together. And then she gets here like 4 hours later.
It's just 2.5 hours later, and no
2.5
one else is
hours
here.
later. Yeah.
The odd job gang is doing odd jobs.
She's just gonna try to nonchalantly walk past Charlie and just say, yeah, I'll deal with that in a second, just give me 5 minutes.
She just walks past, and Charlie just looks like he was about to say something, but then just lets her go, and we'll talk to her when she comes back.
Charlie is probably
Yeah.
the best behaved of everyone in this group right now.
You're amazing. Kate really appreciates it.
You're the glue that holds this dysfunctional group together.
I like the former criminal is one of the best behaved people in this group.
He's well trained.
But Ivy is not on that list.
So she's going to go to her closet, dress up in a very... I guess the best word is clandestine look. Like, everything's covered. She doesn't have any visible jewelry out. She'll have a hoodie. Just something very casual that's not going to stand out. We are in a bad neighborhood, right?
You're
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
worse- You're in a sketchy one.
Is there a burn barrel nearby? In which case, she's
Possibly.
going to take the clothes she was wearing and burn them.
That makes sense.
What does clandestine mean?
Secretive.
Oh,
I think it's secret, and I don't know what that means. I forgot.
Oh,
I've heard one
clandestine is
once.
basically unassuming. It's a lot of dark colors. It's a lot of
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
clandestine
Secretive.
is
Spy
it's like
stuff.
what a spy dresses, but not like a James Bond, like a normal spy.
A real
Like they're
Actual
designed
spy.
to be completely uninteresting to look at.
Call a bondulance.
Bond's having a strong. Yeah, so she's gonna do that, burn the clothes. Thank you for waiting, Charlie. Did you have something to say? Sorry, I know we've got a meeting later, but I have something that's come up tonight that I need to deal with. Actually, are you doing anything right now?
I'll come back you up. Tony said and things went bad out in the street.
Tony said what?
Said that something had gone wrong and you were missing.
Obviously not. But I will take your assistance if it's available.
Oh.
Okay, that is definitely a lie, Kate Peretti.
Fair enough.
If we take half, that would be 3 successes versus wits and insight. Yeah, okay, you'll get away
It's
with
4. It's 4 successes. Because I'll be using ore.
it. Right. Yeah, so you get away with it.
Yeah.
Unless Charlie absolutely wants to roll. Kate is...
In which case we'll roll off. Do you want to roll off?
Kate is very persuasive.
She really is.
I think John probably has a pretty good idea of the sort of thing that has happened. He's specifically heard of like broken glass and blood, but just keep quiet for now.
Also, I explicitly said she fed, from what I heard, apparently fed publicly.
But as far as you're aware, that was a normal feeding, not
Yep.
against a vampire.
Yeah,
Still public.
it was a potential masquerade breach, which is bad enough. Yeah.
That's really bad either way.
So-
Charlie will just keep quiet about it and just accept that for now. Are we going in Charlie's car?
I think it's best. I ran into a road incident, as you heard. It was some ganger attacked me, but that's all sorted now. Broke my window. I'll have to get that replaced tomorrow. We've been trailed a lot these last few days. I don't know what that's about, but it's unsettling. We should really get a handle on that first. I don't know who I'm meeting. I don't know if it's related to the book. You seem to be well connected with that. But I think it may be of interest. At the moment, I think it'd be best if you just wait nearby in the car. As a form of protection. I'll fill you in on all the details.
Because Charlie was dressed for surveillance and now Kate is dressed really incognito, I was going to say, do we really want to take one of the most distinctive cars in the city? Do we have any other vehicles we can use?
I think you don't, because Sylvester has the
In
van.
that case, I will take my car.
Okay, the one with the hole in the window.
I imagine with my cover-up, I have cleared all the glass. I've
Vacuum
taped
and-
everything down, so
Yeah.
it looks wasn't just smashed, and there's no residue of violence inside the car.
Yeah, and you've like taped up some plastic film over it or something, just like a tarp, something like that. Just
Yeah, just to make it look respectable. Like I'm dealing with this.
exactly.
Yeah, just a little bit of a beat up jalopy or some shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, in that case, we'll take my car. I forgot you have taste, so your car is great. In that case, she's going to drive over to this meeting.
The Overpass place, which, you know, is going to be somewhere in the Barrens. The Barrens is a large place, though. It's easy to miss each other there. Yeah, speaking of the Barrens, we have ourselves a car chase on a highway because Tony decided to race the police. Woo! Yeah, I really need to have a sound effect for a cop, like a...
For a second, I was like, okay, which character is having a car chase? Because it could be any if I said the police.
It could be anyone. Oh my
It
god.
really could.
That is not untrue. So I'm gonna roll a drive check here for the police, the popo, the 5-0. They're coming for you, or not at all. Apparently, that was just abjectly terrible.
Yeah, so
Let's go willpower roll.
holy shit, that was bad.
I have barely played GTA, but I imagine this is what it's like.
And this is GTA, yes.
In real life.
You do not fail, so good for you. Tony, you're gonna be able to actually... Oh my god. We'll make this scene relatively short for the sake of expedience here. But because of this, I think you fulfilled your compulsion when you're defying the police.
Yeah.
Bruja power! We don't... Yeah. The term ACAB has not been... The acronym ACAB has not been coined yet. But if it was, Tony would be screaming it out the window.
Yeah.
Current time
Suck my
equivalent, you know?
rubber pigs! Something like that.
Eat my shorts.
Exactly. I don't think that The Simpsons have even started yet. But yeah, you will in fact manage to escape. They have their license plate.
You
though.
head canon. The guy who made The Simpsons was actually listening in on me saying, "Eat my shorts."
Yes,
That's
that
how
has
it
to be
must
the
have been,
case.
obviously.
So you're going to escape their pursuit. Somewhere, like in an alley, I don't know, and halfway back to your haven. You're gonna see like several different squad cars. They have their searchlights out, but you're gonna mask yourself behind a dumpster and draw some tarp over it. And with that, you're, for now, away from the police scrutiny. Some dirt over your license plate probably will help now, because they are looking for you. They've noticed you, and there's probably an APB out for Joyrider with that particular license plate.
Yeah. Man, good thing I'm already hated by the police, so they can't threaten me
Exactly.
more than they already do.
They already hate you. They will definitely cuff you the moment they see you for all the things you have done. Sylvester, what are you gonna do next? You have escaped your surveillance.
Go home, I think.
Which actually doesn't take that long, but by the time you get back to the coterie haven, there's nobody there.
Oh my god.
Except
Well, at least
Ivy.
What's happening?
Charlie and Kate have left. And so has Tony. And
And
Dex
Ivy
is
again.
sleeping in a corner
Ivy's just
somewhere.
stayed here this entire time just doing desk work, basically.
Yep. I guess
Well,
Ivy
had
can
a
tell you
real
that,
chill like ever.
yeah, Kate and Charlie. Kate came in and she took Charlie to some meeting under some over. Did Kate share the address with Ivy so others can go there and join? at
Oh,
all?
I am happy to try and reconnect people.
Very well. Yeah, you will in fact get the address, Sylvester. Woohoo! You could probably even
Oh.
get there in time.
Okay, just to catch me up to speed. What meeting?
I don't know, says Ivy. Something about a meeting, some kind of business Kate was dealing with. And she was, after that, we were going to deal with our tails because, yeah. Have you been tailed by anyone lately?
Honey, you shouldn't say that.
Oh, that's why it took a while, huh?
Yeah. But if Sylvester doesn't know like the full details of what
Nope.
Kate is doing,
Kate did not give the full details to anyone, not even Charlie, and Charlie's with her.
In the car.
so I don't know if Sylvester necessarily will go there because he doesn't know if it's like a coterie thing or if it's Kate doing
I
her
think
kind of thing.
I would think us constantly disappearing from each other is a coterie thing now. That's officially.
Just assume we're fucking up and trying to fix it.
Yeah.
Assistance may help or may make it worse. Flip a
Story
coin.
of our entire fucking lives. On lives, that is. Same shit, different night.
I guess Sylvester would at least do something he's been planning to do for a while, but we got so sidetracked. He will call up one of his touchdowns.
Oh,
Specifically, Josh.
Josh, yeah.
Because the last time he met Josh, he fucking passed out.
Yep.
And Celeste carried him back to his apartment. So he's just checking up on his buddy pal.
Yeah, Josh will actually respond to the phone call. How about that? He's Josh, who's this?
Oh,
How's it hanging, bud?
hey,
Got any good stuff for me?
Yeah, I have some stuff.
I was
Well,
just
you
gonna
know.
go to bed here, really. Just take a quiet night for once, but because I've been burning the midnight from both ends a little bit here. But I was tomorrow, or at least Friday, big time party night. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna tear down this town.
Yes. You woke up fine after you went to the spy room, right?
Yeah, sure. No problem. You can trust me. I never do anything foolish.
Yes. But you just
I didn't know exactly where I was, but I woke up.
you woke up in
Yeah.
your apartment. Yes.
But it took me a while, though.
But you're just going to bed for tonight, right?
Yeah, that was the idea, but you know what? We only live once, right? I could do another round. Where do we meet?
Shit.
We aren't getting anything of value done tonight, are we?
I don't have to. If you're busy, I know you're rehearsing like hell for your next album, right? That's what the word on the street. It's gonna be awesome, isn't it? Man, I wish I could play an instrument.
Suppose I could hang, yeah. We're thinking a bar or just your place. It always works.
Well, whatever you want, man. I'm open for it. You want to bring Leo as well? We could make it a threesome.
Yeah, I know. I don't think Leo is into our kind of fun. And you know that he's like a straight kind of guy. He doesn't like alcohol or drinking or anything.
I'll show him how to fly.
Listen, I got some cat. Let me at least come over to your place and we can decide if we want to go to a bar later.
Sure. Leo is so tired by now. I think.
He's probably overhearing this conversation, being like, "Oh no."
Yeah.
Oh.
You're like.
It's made even better by the fact that Leo has a thing for Sylvester.
Okay. Do you need me anymore, boss? Of course you need me, right? You need me all the time, don't you, boss? I'm not letting you out of my sight if you're doing something stupid.
No, it's not that. It's just a chill night with a friend. You can go out.
Just chilling with a friend. That's what we call it nowadays. Yeah, I'll don't worry. I'll be right on your back. I have your 6. Always Syl. I have Syl 6. Like, you could put that on my card or something.
Uh,
Are you tired, Leopold? Are you tired?
No. Obvious lie.
I wish I had Dominate just so I could just be like, go to bed, you fuck.
we don't always just pull a Tony and just be like, you're fucking lying. Join
I mean,
Dex on the.
Avi could do that for you. If you want him to.
I think Sylvester is just gonna ask politely for Leopold to actually get
He's
some.
a bit of resolve and he has a little bit of insight, so he's gonna try to resist your silly attempts here to make him go to bed. Because he's your loyal man. And he worries about you.
Yeah, but Sylvester back.
Yeah. If you
It's a
roll
two-way
your
street.
one success, I guess you will roll one success because that was a pathetic
You
roll on his
know,
part. So you're
I
fine.
feel
He's gonna go to bed. Okay, Leo will pack it in.
I
for
feel
the
like,
night.
Mikhail, that at this point you need to level up Leopold's either resolve or composure because he needs high resolve or composure to deal with the levels of bullshit he puts up with.
Yes, you are right. I am going to level them up. Absolutely.
With Dex, honestly.
The good
Like,
part
if
is
you're a
that
fool, you just need one of those two.
I don't actually have to track all the NPCs of Chicago by Night because Chicago by Night 2nd Edition levels them up for me. So it's all good. So Sylvester's gonna go and hang out with his good friend Josh, while Tony is gonna get back to the Haven at about roughly the same time.
He's there.
And nobody is there. Roughly the same
First
time.
thing Tony says as he notices nobody else there except Ivy on a desk is, yeah, I think there's a bit of a pattern forming. I don't think we're gonna get anything done tonight. Are we?
We should just start leaving notes in the Haven of where we are at all times.
Clearly.
Fuck. You know what? That's actually a really good idea.
Welcome to the 1990s, everyone.
Yep.
To be fair, that wouldn't have worked tonight because when Kate initially left, she was like, I'll be back in 15 minutes. And then 3 hours later.
Yeah, I leave a note and it just says, went to grab lunch. Tony, smiley face.
And now you're back, and Ivy's there, and oh, everybody's just coming and going tonight.
Yes, since Kate doesn't need to afford food, like most of the money is spent on clothing.
Another good reason as to why Ivy hasn't talked yet is he's just in a trance doing the paperwork. He's like into it.
He is so productive.
So productive, absolutely.
We just put the sticky notes on Ivy.
Yes.
On his back.
All on
Just
his
like
back,
on
yeah. She's in a very nice suit. She's now covered in glue.
And I like to think that Ivy is probably the tallest of us because he has a bit more constitution, I saw.
Sylvester is very tall, actually, surprisingly enough. The thing is, he's just very skinny, is the thing. So you don't really realize it.
I like to think of Ivy as broad enough to be our board of sticky notes.
At this time, my friends, Kate and Charlie, how long are you going to spend waiting under an overpass for someone to arrive? Just in case.
I'll give it an hour and a half.
Oh, you fucked up.
Charlie is actually rich enough to have a car phone, aren't you? Yes, you are, Charlie. Have
You didn't
brought
take the car phone, did you?
The car phone goes into any car.
Oh,
It's charged
really?
through the cigarette lighter. So
Yeah, and he has to keep the phone with him in case
That's really cool.
agent phones back.
Technology.
Exactly. So
I've got a storyteller question. With the Diablerie,
yeah.
do I get any of his memories?
At the moment, no, but I'm not saying no entirely.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they've changed some stuff there. There was like
Because if his personality can override mine on a failure, that still means I got a lot of information that was just him.
yeah, in earlier editions, you would have potentially a little voice in the back of your head.
Okay.
And there would be a roll-off to see how much of the original personality would actually remain inside you. It seems they have skipped that, and if so, I'm gonna retcon it so it's still around, because it's one of the fun little negative side effects of Diablerie.
In that case, do you want to roll off?
Yeah, there probably should be like a side effect for giving another vampire the big suck.
But we will get to that particular point some other time. It's been
Yes.
an absolute, I don't know, messy night, and I think we're gonna have some fun here, and
Oh, someone's actually going to turn up at some point.
hopefully, yes. And we're gonna do a raid on Tales of Myth and Mayhem. They're playing Call of Cthulhu, so that could be a bit cool. So how about we start that raid and we say goodbye to our viewers for this time. Been a pleasure. And remember, communications are through the chat and the commentary section. Follow, subscribe, bell icon, all the things. And
Don't Diablerize people out in the open for no reason. Bye.
Exactly.
Good night.
Okay, it's ready in 5 seconds. 3. Raid!
Wait a minute. A Scandinavian doing a raid. This sounds familiar.
Yes, indeed. Boom. Oh, I don't know if it worked. Anyway.
At least I